Shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving infinite praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Rachakodash, giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Shalom, and salutation to all you Sensei Akim across the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, Kasab Magan from the DC camp, coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Rachakodash, for the elect. Now, this is going to be a quick lesson, really going into prophecy, the spirit of prophecy. It's going to be real quick, just showing the times that we in. Babylon the Great, aka the United States of America, is coming down to the final chapter, and it is unbelievable the way the scriptures and the prophecy matches with the times that we're living in right now. So, as a hopeful elect, you have to get your shit together. You got to get your house in order, because this thing is moving. This thing is moving. And soon the hour of martial law is going to be upon us. And I'm going to say this again. Soon the hour of martial law is going to be upon us. Now, check this out. This is how close we are to the hour of martial law, right? In the MOTB being unleashed on us. First, we're going to begin with Revelation 19 and 10, because it's all about the spirit of prophecy. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua, worship the Most High. For the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy." So basically, you know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and in particular Yahushua, is dealing with you when you're constantly in the spirit of prophecy. So without further ado, let's go to, that's not it. This is the article, The Independent. All right, this is August, dated Friday, August 15. It says, "Ice Baby Kristi Noem claims 1.6 million migrants." It really should be immigrants, but 1.6 million migrants have left the country. Even the group behind the number admits it may be overstated. All right, so they said, well, it may be overstated, but basically the claim is at least over 1 million immigrants have left the country. All right, so, and I guess she said, "I think these numbers just show exactly the genius of Donald J. Trump." No, this is prophecy, and we're going to show. It says, so-called Ice Barbie Kristi Noem has claimed 1.6 million migrants have left the country since President Donald Trump took office. But the group behind the number says it may be overstated. The Homeland Security Secretary, known for donning immigrations and customs enforcement gear for publicity stunts, appeared on Fox News Thursday to share, "We have 1.6 million illegal immigrants." You see the terminology changes, right? If you anti Donald Trump, you call them migrants. But if you pro Trump, you call it, well, let's say if you pro Trump or you are pro the legality of the term, you would call them immigrants, right? Because really the actual term is immigrant. But, this is politics. This is how they play their games to kind of manipulate the minds, right? The Republicans play their games to manipulate the minds of their people. Democrats do the same thing. They use words, they twist words. So this is the warfare of Edom, Esau, and his politics. So that's why you see in one case migrant, which the word migrant and immigrant is not the same. You look at the definition, it's not the same. So somebody's lying, right? But anyways, that's besides the point. It says we have 1.6 million illegal immigrants that have left this country voluntarily. Now, the key point is voluntarily. All right. So they decided to up and leave the United States of America. Well, that's why we have this. The lesson is called the spirit of prophecy. So let's go straight to the prophecy. This is Jeremiah 50, right? Which is Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 51 speaks about the United States, also known as, Babylon the Great. All right. It's not talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about the demise, the slow, steady demise of the United States. All right. And as you go through the chapters, you're going to realize where we are. And it's clear where we are right now. This is Jeremiah 50 and 16. It says, "Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that hindereth the sickle in the time of harvest." Meaning what? The job losses. The sower is the worker, especially the middle class worker. That's the reason why we had the situation back in 2020 with C-19. The primary reason for C-19 was really to kill middle class America. I mean, that was the primary thing, because you cannot. It was going to be hard to issue to get towards the point where you can issue the MOTB and all that. As long as the middle class was there, like there's certain things that just couldn't really happen. So the middle class had to be devastated, which that's what that's exactly what happened. Like I said, if you were not part of the club of the 1%, your businesses were shut down during the C-19. But if you were part of the club, your businesses were still running. So that's what it means by cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. And, now this is the second part. This is what's actually happening as we speak. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. So this is literally prophecy. All right. The oppressing sword is what? The oppressing sword, you have ice. That's an oppressing sword. The sword is in this case, it's talking about the military might, all the different military from ice to, you have ICE persecuting so-called, illegal immigrants, which is mostly northern tribes. And then you also now, even right here in the DMV in DC primarily, you have what's that? The National Guard being brought up, and the southern tribes are getting pressed out here in these streets, right? Southern tribes primarily getting pressed out here in these streets. So now you see the southern tribes are talking about, well, we need to get together and go to war against the National Guard or whatever. And then in the same on the other side, you have the northern tribes. A lot of them are saying, man, to hell with this. We are gonna leave and go back to our own land, just as the article just stated. So this is the reason why, Great Millstone, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, beginning with our apostles and elders on down. This is the reason why we always say boldly that we have 100% truth, and the Lord is dealing with them and dealing with us, because we have the spirit of prophecy. No other camp is going to talk about this. They're just going to talk about a bunch of bullshit, right? And the top heads of some of these camps, right? These, those guys are content creators, right? Like Tazariak, right? Like I said, I don't call him a man of the Lord. I just call him what he is, right? Him and his he's nothing but a content creator that speaks about Israel. That's all he is to me. All right, so you're not gonna see him go into this prophecy, right? Because the Lord is not dealing with that content creator called Tazariak, right? So anyways, all right, so let's conclude with 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 19. It says, we have also a more sure word of prophecy. I'm gonna read that again. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place. So in a dark place such as Babylon the Great, the light that you need to maneuver and to know, how to go towards the end of this tunnel, right? It's prophecy. If you're not talking about prophecy, you lost in the sauce of Babylon. So all these different camps are lost in the sauce. Only Great Millstone, keeps up with the prophecy. Why? It's because we are overwhelmed, with the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Our cup runneth over. All right. It says, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts, all right, which that's talking about Yahweh Shai. All right. So basically that's what it is, man. That's what's going on as of right now. I'm going to read it again. Ice Baby Christy Norm claims 1.6 migrants have left the country. Even the group behind the number admits it may be overstated. Well, But yeah, that's basically what it is. So with that, I'm going to say, Kahala Amla Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, for Hakodash, giving double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, and Shalom, and salutation to you, sincere elect. Shalom.